Hi there. Today I'm giving you my best tips on how to downsize your home, and we're starting right now. My name is Teresa Fudge, and I'm a running realtor with Keller Realty Atlanta Partners. Welcome to my channel. I make new videos each week to teach you what you need to know about buying, selling, and living your very best life here in the North Atlanta area. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. You don't want to miss a thing. In 2017, 46% of the baby boomers were downsizing. Statistics from the National Association of Realtors show that Americans are downsizing at a staggering rate. Some just want less space, some are trying to save money, and some people, they just want to do more. Whatever your reason is for downsizing, the best thing you can do is start early. So my number one tip is to start 90 days out from your move date. If you wait for the month of your move out, you've waited too long. It's just going to be too hectic to try to do it effectively. The first thing you want to do is to start planning your big items. So if you know that you've had 5 bedrooms, a finished basement, a dining room, a home office, even maybe a library or a extra living area, but now you're only going to have 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a living room, and a den, then you know you don't need all those extra pieces of furniture. So plan those items accordingly and get that out of the way first. It can be a little tricky if you're not necessarily eliminating rooms, but you're eliminating square footage. So you may find that you have to trade out some pieces of furniture for smaller pieces to fit in your new space. By eliminating some of these big pieces, you're actually also going to save yourself money in moving in the first place, because moving is expensive. The good news is you may be able to offset some of your moving costs by selling all this extra furniture. Now that you've eliminated the big pieces, the next step to downsizing is to really think about what you're going to keep and what you're going to pass on. The smaller items are going to allow more room for error. You may have some sentimental value to some collections or things, and it may be difficult to make that decision. Basically, you want to make 4 piles: a keep pile, a donate, sell, and a trash pile. As you're going through your things, go ahead and put them in their appropriate pile. No maybe pile. You're either keeping it or you're getting rid of it. And if you're getting rid of it, it goes into one of those other 3 stacks. Just make sure though that you don't get rid of something that you're only going to have to repurchase again. Something like your cleaning supplies. If you're moving locally, put all those things in a bucket and just carry them with you. And one of the benefits to having started this process 90 days out, it gives you time to organize things like having a garage sale or selling those items online or however you plan to get rid of them. As you're going through these things, consider the 1-year rule. If you haven't used it in the past year, odds are you're not going to use it in the next year or ever. And when you're going through items that you've had in storage, don't get lazy and think I'll just take these with me and go through them next because they're already in boxes. That's only going to cost you more moving money and cost you more time. Go ahead and open those boxes up and make those decisions now. Odds are if you've had them in storage for the past year, you're not going to use any of it. But go ahead and go through those things in the boxes because you might find something that's going to work better in your new place than what you've been using in your current home. My third tip is to digitize everything that you can. As you're getting rid of small items that maybe you've been collecting, you can take digital photos and create a digital album that will still give you the enjoyment of having had that item. When you're going through things like old records, filing cabinets that you don't want to move, you can have those items either scanned in or take digital photos and store those digital records in the cloud. It's really cool how much space you're going to save by doing this. And then you can either shred all those records or you can recycle what you don't need to shred. Things like birth certificates, marriage certificates, your social security card, you can keep those important items probably in one folder. And if you have old things like VHS tapes, CDs, DVDs, records, things like that, you can have those things digitized and have them in the cloud as well and have access to them probably on multiple kinds of devices. When my husband and I did this, we got rid of so many boxes. I think we eliminated 2 filing cabinets and lots of crates of stuff. And when you're going through old photos that you have in photo albums, Remember, it's not the piece of paper that's valuable to you, it's that image. So when you have those items digitized, you can enjoy them so freely, and you're preserving that image for generations to come. And if you just decide you want that printed out again, you can always go back and print a few copies. And think about how easy it will be to share with friends and family if you have it digitized. My number 4 tip, avoid renting a storage unit. Don't do it. Just don't do it. You know, everybody says, I'm just going to rent this out for the next few months till I can get to those items. No one ever thinks that they're going to keep those storage units for 5-10 years, but it happens every day. I personally own probably the most expensive artificial Christmas tree. I've had that thing in my storage unit now for 3 years. It hasn't seen the light of day. Not only are those storage units expensive, but they just enable you to keep things that you don't use or won't need. Once again, we're back to that 1-year rule. If you haven't used it in the past year, you won't use it in the next. Of course, there are exceptions to that, like seasonal clothing, maybe some holiday decorations. Other than that, don't go there. So when you're making those 4 piles, keep, donate, sell, or trash, do not make that 5th pile storage. And if you get down to some items that you just have such sentimental value, consider giving those to friends or family, someone that would use it and appreciate it, maybe someone who has a similar memory of the item. My mother started a tradition when my older sister got married. She would give away all the Christmas tree ornaments that my sister had made or given her throughout the years. It seemed a little strange the first year, but when I got my ornaments when I got married, it was really cool. So maybe that would be a cool thing, to go through your decorations and pass down some of those items to your children or grandchildren or nieces and nephews that have maybe experienced those holidays with you before. One of my favorite tips is number 5, multi-use furniture. One of my favorite items is a storage ottoman. And in that storage ottoman, you know, it's got just enough room for those few items that you need occasionally but don't need out every day. And you still have that surface to use as that coffee table. Another one of my favorite items is a futon for the guest room. If you maybe are using that room for another TV room or a crafting area, but occasionally you're going to have somebody stay over, then a futon is perfect. And a lot of times you can even store items underneath it. Another one of my favorite items is a dining table that folds flat against the wall. That is really useful and really convenient. And I kind of think they look cool too. And by buying multi-use furniture, you're actually saving money. You're going to get one piece of furniture that does multiple things. Who doesn't love to save money? Another one of my favorite items is a storage bed. I love a platform bed with those big deep drawers underneath. And that takes me to tip number 6, maximize your vertical space. One thing I learned to do when my husband and I downsized our space was to put things in crates, like my seasonal clothes. I would put them in crates, and as I would change out my seasonal items, I would put the item that is now out of season on my top shelf in my closets. I would stack those all the way to the ceiling. Sure, I needed a step stool in my closet occasionally, but a step stool is only a small item compared to how effectively I was using the space in my closet because I used all that vertical space. So once I figured that out in my closet, I started looking around the rest of our house. What can I take in maybe a wide piece of furniture that was taking up a lot of floor space, and I would buy something narrower that was taller, and it totally changed the way the space felt. So these are just a few of my favorite tips about downsizing your home. If I can help you downsize your home, I would love to. I've actually created a checklist that will give you a great start and be a good roadmap. I've put a link below to get that. And you can always reach out to me directly. Just give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.